الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. So I'm just going to do a quick recap over what we've been covering over the last two lessons, and it was based around the first fragment, which is the ismul ishara plus the badal. The ismul ishara plus the badal. And ismul ishara means demonstrative pronoun. So ismul ishara is the Arabic term for demonstrative pronoun. What is a demonstrative pronoun? It's a pronoun as in it's not going to mention the thing that you're referring to. Like it's not going to say books, it's not going to say Muhammad, it's not going to mention the thing, but it points at it and it refers to it. And they are in English this, that, these, or those. That's English. Those are the demonstrative pronouns in English. They are this, that, these, and those. Okay. And the difference between this and that is this is for something that's close, and that is when you're pointing at something that's far away from you. And the difference between this and these is for plural and this is for singular in English. And the difference between that and those is for plural and that is for singular in English, that is. So there's four of these pronouns in English, but Arabic is very specific, as I always say. Like with the detached pronoun, the attached pronoun, we have so many different pronouns depending on what you're referring to. Likewise, it's the same for the demonstrative pronouns, i.e. the ismul ishara. You have many of them. You don't have just four of them. So you have six plus another, well, that's five technically, because these two are the same. 5 plus 5 makes 10. So there's 10 different pronouns in Arabic, but there's only four of them in English. So 10 different demonstrative pronouns in Arabic, and there's only four of them in English. What's the difference in Arabic? So the Arabic is very specific. If you're talking about one male that's close to you, you use haza. If you're talking about two males that are close to you, you use hadani. If you're talking about three or more males that are close to you, you use haulai. And if you're talking about one female that's close to you, you use hazihi. And if you're talking about two females that is close to you, you use hatani. If you're talking about three or more females that's close to you, you use haulai also. And you know, the previous videos, if you watch them, I explain it in a bit more detail. I'm just going over them really quickly as a recap of what we've done. The second box is the far demonstrative pronouns. This was all the near ones, the first box. The second box here is for some things that are far. If you look at the translation, this, these, this, these, that's pointing at something that's close. This one, the translation is that, those, that, those is pointing at things that are far away. But anyway, it's the same as the first one. If you're referring to one male that's far away from you, use dhalika to point at him. If you're referring to two males that are far away from you, use dhanika, this one here. And if you're referring to three or more males far away from you, you use ulaika. And if you're referring to one female that's far away from you, you use tilka. If you're referring to two females that are far away from you, you use tanika. If you're referring to three or more females that are far away from you, then you use ulaika. And we talked about the i'rab or the case ending of the jewels here. So hadani itraf, hadaini is nasb jar, hatani is raf, hataini is nasb jar. Dhanika is raf, dhainika is nasb jar, and tanika is raf, and tainika the rest, the singular and the plural, they remain the same in all cases. They don't change. So they are non-flexible, as we talked about. But as I said, we're going to change the terminology from flexible to declinable. So non-declinable, they are. The singular and the plural are non-declinable, whereas the dual is fully declinable or fully flexible, as you previously knew it as. Okay, and that was just talking about the demonstrative pronoun. The part two, this one here, talks about how to use it to make a fragment. So the way you do that is you use an ismul ishara, you use a demonstrative pronoun, and the word after that you put alif lam in front of it to make a fragment. So for example, if you look at this, In A, it means hadal kitabu. So there's a demonstrative pronoun. After it, you put alif lam on the word, on the noun after it. That's how you make a fragment. And use the demonstrative pronoun plus alif lam. That makes a fragment. This means this book. That's a fragment. It doesn't have a complete meaning. And without the alif lam, it's hada kitabun. That's not a fragment. That's a complete sentence. And that means this is a book. Okay, and refer to the previous videos if you've not seen them yet. Okay, and the rule is here. If the word right after demonstrative pronoun has alif lam, it will be a fragment. If the word right after demonstrative pronoun does not have alif lam, it will be a sentence. And we talked about that last week in detail. And these are examples of that. And that's what now I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, okay. So you're supposed to translate the Arabic into English. You look at the first one, hadal kitabu. Now you have a demonstrative pronoun. Haza is a demonstrative pronoun that refers to something that's close to you and it refers to one male. It means this. You have alif lam straight after it, and the word kitabu is used book. So this hadal kitabu means this book. That's a fragment. What about it? Jadidun is new. Notice Jadidun refers to the book. It has to agree with it. I.e., I didn't say Jadidatun. Jadidatun will be feminine and book is masculine. It has to agree. So I use Jadidun. I didn't say Jadidani because Al-Kitabu is singular. So Jadidun also needs to be singular. And likewise, I didn't say Jadidin or Jadidan because you don't have a reason to make it Nasb or Jar. Okay. These are summary of the rules that we've done in the lesson on simple sentences and also this lesson as well. If at any point you don't understand how we got the translation or you struggle a bit and you want to ask me anything about it, then feel free to unmute your mic at that point. Number 2. هذا القلم مكسور. So هذا اسم الإشارة. It refers to one male that's close to you. It means this. Alif lam straight after it. So this is a fragment. This pen, not this is a pen. This pen, because of the alif lam, it's a fragment. This pen, maksurun means broken, is broken. Notice we said maksurun, we made it masculine, and we didn't say maksuratun because it refers to pen. The word al-qalamu is masculine, it's singular. So we have to agree with that in number and gender. Maksurun. That's how Arabic works. Whenever you're referring to something, you have to make sure that the word that you're using to refer to it agrees with it in number and gender. Okay. Number 3.
This is Ustadh. This is where I got confused, because you've got Hazihi Madrasatun. So I thought, is this a school for females, would you say? Or is it just this is a school?
Oh, okay. So when we talk about gender, we're talking about it grammatically, not meaning. So I don't want, when you look at something, I don't want you to understand it as in the meaning is female. No, we're not saying that. We're just saying that the structure of the word and how it is, it's feminine grammatically. So when you come to translation, just because we say it's feminine, it doesn't mean that it has a meaning of feminine. So meaning and grammar are two different things. So the reason why we look at masculine and feminine is because of other things, like hazihi. See, I use the feminine of hada, which is hazihi, because I'm referring to school. School is a word that's feminine. And when I say it's feminine, I don't mean you translate it as, or you understand it as though it's got something to do with females. No, that's not what I mean. It's rules of grammar that we're looking at here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah,
That's the only part that confused me a bit. The Hazihi. So I thought Madrasatun as well. So I thought that maybe this is a school for females, but I'll get it now.
Yeah, good. So madrasatun is a noun. It refers to school. That's what the mental picture you have in your head. That's it. For females, you can say extra. Lil muannas or so whatever. Okay. But as an idea, it's just grammar that we're looking at. And it's important to know madrasatun is feminine because of other things. So now we know we use hazihi and not hadha because we're referring to a word in grammar that is feminine. Okay. So yeah, hadihi madrasatun. So here we translate it as this is a school. We translated it as a sentence, as a complete sentence. We didn't say this school. Why? Because there's no alif lam after the ismul ishara. There's no alif lam after the demonstrative pronoun. If there was an alif lam, then it's a fragment. If there isn't an alif lam, it's a sentence. That's the rule. So you see, hadihi ismul ishara, and there's no alif lam after it. If it was hadihil madrasatu, then it would mean this school. But this is hadihi madrasatun. So this means it's a complete sentence. It means this is a school. Okay. Number 4. ذلك المسجد قريب. Now ذلك is a demonstrative pronoun referring to a single male that is far away. It means that. Not this. This is for close. That is for something that's far away. So it means that. After it, you have alif lam. There. So this is a fragment. So I don't translate it as that is a mosque. Now I would be translating it as a sentence. I need to translate it as a fragment. ذَلِكَ الْمَسْجِدُ means that mosque. Fragment. It's not complete sentence, not complete meaning yet. قَرِيبٌ, close. قَرِيبٌ means close. So that mosque is close. That mosque is close. Did you all find it okay figuring out where to put the word is? Or are any of you confused about that? Obviously, we did it in simple sentences where we said if you have a definite followed by an indefinite, you can assume there's a hidden is between the two. And that's the same thing you're doing here. Al-masjidu is definite. Qaribun is indefinite. And there's a hidden is over here. That mosque is close. Okay, so it's the same thing you're doing there. Number 5. هؤلاء مسلمون. هؤلاء is an ismul ishara, demonstrative pronoun that is used to refer to 3 or more males or females that are close. It means these. هؤلاء مسلمون. مسلمون is a sound masculine plural. I know that because of the una ending. And it means 3 or more male Muslims. So these are Muslims. So I translated it as a sentence. Because if it was ha'ula'il muslimuna with the alif lam over here, then I would say these Muslims. That wouldn't be a sentence. But there's no alif lam there, so it's a full sentence. So these are Muslims. Number 6. هذان المدرسان جديدان. هذان المدرسان جديدان. So هذان is an ismul ishara, a demonstrative pronoun that is used to refer to 2 males that are close. It means these. Al-mudarrisani. So this is the dual of mudarrisun. Let me write that down. So you see the ani, you know it's a dual. Mudarrisun. Okay. Mudarrisun means 1 male teacher. Mudarrisani means 2 male teachers. And putting alif lam in front of it makes it definite. So the two male teachers, al-mudarrisani. So hadani al-mudarrisani, these 2 male teachers. So you don't have to write it down, 2 male teachers, but as long as you understand that's what it means, then that's important. That's the main thing. So these teachers, and we're referring to 2 male teachers here, jadidani, are new. Now notice this. We said that the part before and after is have to agree in number and gender. That's what we did in the lesson on simple sentences. The part before and after is have to agree in number and gender. Al-Mudarisani is masculine and it's dual. So I didn't say jadidon. Yeah, I did not say jadidon. I said jadidani. Why? I have to agree in number and gender with al-Mudarisani. So jadid has to be dual and masculine as well, just like al-Mudarisani. So the part before and after is have to agree, and the part after is has to agree with what's before is in number and gender. So what that means is these teachers, referring to two male teachers, are new. Jadidani. Number 7, hatani talibatani. Now hatani is the feminine of hadani. So hatani refers also to two that are near you, but they are females. So two females that are close. And it means these also. And talibatani is the dual of talibatun. And talibatun is the feminine of talibun. Talibun tulabun. You should know this in your vocab. It means student. So talibatun means a female student. And talibatani means two female students, making it dual. Talibatani. That's what you have here. So these are students. And in your head, you should imagine two female students. So this is not a fragment, this is a sentence. There's no alif lam after the ismul ishara. Number 8, tilka rahmatun. Tilka rahmatun. Now, tilka is an ismul ishara, a demonstrative pronoun that refers to something that's far away. It refers to one female that's far away. When I say female, again, I'm talking grammatically. I'm not talking about physical female, as in a female student. Because rahmatun is not a physical female. It's an idea, mercy. Rahmatun means mercy. So when I say referring to 3 males or 3 females, I'm talking grammatically. Number 8. So tilka rahmatun. And rahmatun means mercy. So that is a mercy, or that is mercy. And the reason we use tilka and not dhalika is because rahmatun is feminine. How do I know rahmatun is feminine? Anybody? It's just you, Anwar. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Good. We know it because of the marbuta at the end. There. Good. That's perfect. Number 9. أولئك النساء مسلمات. أولئك النساء مسلمات. Ulaika is a demonstrative pronoun that refers to 3 or more males or females that are far away. And it means those. An-nisa'u is the definite of nisa'un. Nisa'un means women. So there's an alif lam after ismul ishara. So this bit is a fragment. Ulaika an-nisa'u is a fragment. It means those women. Those women. Muslimatun are Muslims. Are Muslims. Muslimatun refers to 3 or more female Muslims. So those women are Muslims. Number 10. هذا رسول وذلك نبي. هذا رسول وذلك نبي. So هذا is an ismul ishara referring to one male that's close to you. It means this. Rasulun means a messenger. So هذا رسول is a sentence, not a fragment. There's no alif lam after the هذا. So this, it means this is a messenger. Wa means and. So the word wa means and. Okay, wa and ذلك نبي. Dhalika is an ismul ishara that refers to one male that's far away, and it means that. Nabiyyun means a prophet, a prophet. So this is a sentence as well. This is not a fragment because there's no alif lam after dhalika. So it means that is a prophet. If I said hadar rasulu with the alif lam after it. So hadar rasulu, then that would mean this prophet, not this is this messenger, not this is a messenger. That's the difference between that and this one here. This doesn't have alif lam, whereas this has an alif lam. This one
So,
here,
so it's
yeah,
because of the alif lam that it becomes a fragment, then, isn't
ex
it? Because of the yeah.
exactly, yes. So that means this messenger. And if I said ذَلِكَ النَّبِيُّ ذَلِكَ النَّبِيُّ, that's also a fragment. That would mean that prophet, not that is a prophet. So that's the main takeaway from this lesson, how to distinguish between what's a fragment and what's not. And you can make one type of fragment by using an ismul ishara followed by an alif lam on the next noun. So number two is the other way around. So English to Arabic. And you could also write it in transliteration in Arabic. But this is a shop, number one. The answer is hada dukanun. So what you're thinking with this is, you're looking at this. This is a shop, and you know that's a complete sentence. So you're not going to use alif lam in Arabic after you use the ismul ishara. That's why I didn't use alif lam on dukanun. The word for shop in Arabic is dukanun, and it's masculine and it's singular. So I use hada because this is a pronoun that refers to something that's close, not dhalika. Dhalika is that. Hada is this. So this is something that's close, and I'm referring to a shop. A shop is in Arabic is masculine and it's singular. So I use a masculine singular close demonstrative pronoun, and that one would be hada. So that's the reason you use hada. So hada dukkanun. So not hada dukkanu. You don't put alif lam there. You don't say hada dukkanu. Hada dukkanu would mean this shop. It would be a fragment. But in English, it's not a fragment. It's a complete sentence. So you wouldn't have the alif lam there. Hada dukkanun, which is the answer over here. Number two. This key is old. Now, if you look at this key is a fragment. So in Arabic, you will have ismul ishara plus alif lam. So again, it's the same thing. You're thinking this, the word for this is in Arabic is hada. And key al-miftahu is masculine and it's singular. So you use a masculine singular demonstrative pronoun in Arabic, and that's hada. This key, that's a fragment. So after hada, you need an alif lam. That's what we have over here. Alif lam straight after hada makes it a fragment. So you don't say hada miftahun. We're saying hadal miftahu. This key, making a fragment. Qadimun is old. Now the word after is has to agree with the word before is. That's the rule. The word after is, i.e. this is, we have a hidden is in Arabic. So the word after the is has to agree in number and gender with the word before the is. So al-miftahu number is singular. So qadimun is also singular. And al-miftahu is masculine. So qadimun is also masculine. I didn't say qadimatun. I didn't make it feminine. I didn't say qadimani. I didn't make a jewel. I kept it singular to agree with al-miftahu. I didn't say qudama, which is the plural. So we have to make it agree in number and gender. That's the reason we say qadimun and not qadimatun and not qadimatani and not qadimani and not qudama either. Number 3, that book. Again, that's a fragment. ذلك الكتاب. ذلك الكتاب. That book. And you have that in Surah Baqarah as well. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. So ذلك الكتاب, that book, is big, kabirun. Again, so kabirun is the word after is, that must agree with al-kitabu, the word before is, in number and gender. So number is singular, kabirun is singular, gender is masculine, kabirin is also masculine as well. So don't say kabiratun, and don't say kabirani, and don't say kabiratani, and don't say kibarun. Kibarun is the plural of kabirun.
So we lost the tanween then as well, didn't we, on that because of the
We lost,
al-kitab, the tanween on the
yes,
thingy.
that's right. You mean here, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you with alif lam tanween goes. Alif lam doesn't have when you bring alif lam you take the tanween away. Alif lam does not like tanween. So we don't say dhalikal kitabun. So let me dhalikal kitabun. We don't say that. Why? Because of the alif lam. Because of that alif lam. We say ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ. Alif lam does not like tanween. However, if the alif lam wasn't there, then you would say ذَلِكَ kitabun. That is a book. So that wouldn't be a fragment, that would be a sentence now. ذَلِكَ kitabun means that is a book. Whereas ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ means that book. That book. Okay. Number 4. This car is fast. This car is fast. هذه السيارة سريعة. So this car is a fragment. The word for car in Arabic is سيارة. سيارة. But we know it's going to be a fragment, so we need to put alif lam on it. So it's السيارة. And السيارة is feminine and singular. What did you get for number 4, Anwar? Just asking. Did you get هذه?
Yeah, I did. I got most of it. I got stuck with the sariyatun, because that's fast, isn't it? Is that the meaning, fast?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a bit stuck on that. But apart from that, I did everything else was okay.
Okay, good. So we don't say هذا, we don't say ذلك, we don't say هذان or هاتان, we don't say هؤلاء. Because السيارة is one, it's singular. So we either use هذا or هذه. These are the singular ones. And it's also feminine. So that's the reason why we're using هذه instead of هذا. هذا is masculine, هذه is feminine. We're pointing to the car, saying this car, the word that we used to point to him was also agree with what I'm pointing to. So we say هذه for this reason and not هذا.
Yeah, it was in the previous lesson, that wasn't it, about the car being feminine. Yeah, siyara too. So
yeah, we know the سيارة is feminine because of the ta marbuta there. Okay, so هذه السيارة, this car. Now the second bit is, now there's a is here. Rule is the word after is has to agree with the word before is in number and gender. So السيارة is singular. So سريع or سريعة, سريع is masculine, سريعة is feminine. That's singular. السيارة is feminine also. That's why we're saying سريعة and not سريع.
was my mistake. I think that was my mistake.
سريع is masculine. The rule is, if you think about it, you're describing the car. You're referring to the car by using the word سريع. You're saying the car is fast. But سريع is masculine. So سريعة would be correct. That's feminine. It agrees with the word السيارة in gender. السيارة is feminine, so سريعة is feminine. Good. And I'm gonna pick number 6 for this one. Okay, so number 6. Those men are teachers. Okay. And the answer is, so men, the word for men in Arabic is rijalun, rijalun. Those men tells you this is a fragment. So you're going to need an alif lam on it. Ar-rijalu. And also, before you pick your demonstrative pronoun, so those is referring to something that's far away. So you're looking at the far away table. Dhalika, dhanika, ulaika, tilka, tanika, ulaika. Man is masculine and it's plural. Ulaika would be the correct one to use. That's masculine and it's plural. So you say ulaika rijalu, those men. You need to make a fragment, so you use alif lam here. Ulaika rijalu mudarisuna are teachers. So mudarisuna is the correct one to use because men is three or more males. So you need a word that says three or more male teachers, not mudarisun. Mudarisun is one male teacher. Mudarisani is two male teachers. That still wouldn't be correct. And mudarisuna is three or more male teachers. So that would be the correct one to use. Just out of curiosity, what did you get for that answer, Anwar?
Yeah, I got that one right, alhamdulillah. So I think I was looking back to the through the previous pages as well. You know, like I think it's the first page.
Yeah.
The you know, when it's talking about the students and teachers, I got the vocab from there. So
Okay.
I got that one right,
That's
alhamdulillah. So
good. Good. Yeah. So I'm just making sure you understand how the rules are applied and which words to use, etc. So that's good. It's good to hear. And did you struggle with anything else, or is there anything from the exercise you want to ask me about before I move on?
I struggled a bit with lesson. I couldn't find the vocab for that, but I think that's because I sort of like guessed that one a bit. You know, Sabun. So I might need to, and that's the difficult part.
Yeah.
I think you know, like the lesson part. I think is it Darsun? Yeah, Darsun. I've got that now, but I didn't
Yeah.
quite get that before. So that's
Okay.
the only thing.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you. Good. And this exercise, you find the mistake and you correct it. So in number one, it says هذه بيت. The mistake is it should be هذا بيت. Why? هذه is feminine, singular feminine, but بيت is singular masculine. So you say هذا is the correct pronoun to use, the correct demonstrative pronoun, because that's singular masculine. So you don't refer to something that's masculine using a feminine demonstrative pronoun. It's all about agreements here. So the correct answer is هذا بيت. Number two, هذا الكتاب جديدة. So the mistake with that one is the word جديدة. What mistake is it? Al-kitabu. So it means this book is new, right? So the word after is has to agree with the word before is in number and gender. So jadidatun is singular, al-kitabu is singular, no problem with the number. But the gender, however, jadidatun is feminine and al-kitabu is masculine. So there's a clash in the gender. So the correct answer is jadidun. Now it agrees in gender. Jadidun is masculine, al-kitabu is masculine. That's fine. Number three, hadani talibatani. These are two female teachers, two female students. The mistake with that one is talibatani remains two female students, but hadani is a demonstrative pronoun referring to two males. So what you could have done was change that one into hatani, which is the female two. Hatani talibatani. But what I've done there in this one is I've changed the talibatani into talibani. So what I've talibani means two male students, whereas talibatani means two female students. So hazani is masculine dual, talibani is masculine dual. So either way you could have done it. You could have changed the first part and said hatani talibatani. You could have said that talibatani, or you could have done this. Well, I've done that, which is talibani instead of talibatani. Okay, and number four is ulaika rijalin. The mistake here is this word here. It's jar. The case ending is jar. And the default is everything needs to be in the rough status. Or the rough case ending, sorry. We're not using the word status anymore. Case ending. Um, so the correct answer is Ulaika rijalun. So the mistake wasn't with number and gender agreement. The number and gender agreement is correct. Ulaika is masculine, rijal is masculine. Ulaika is plural, rijal is also plural. That's not a problem. The problem is the case ending. It's jar, but there's no reason for it to be jar. So it should have been rijalun. It should have been rough. Default is everything needs to be rough. Number 5, hada. Yeah, by the way, I think you should know this by now, but this is jar. I know it because of the kasratain under it. Muslimun, musliman, muslimin. Going back to your muslimun table. And this is rough because of the lun, the dambatain. Number 5, hada udhunun. The mistake here is udhunun means ear. Ear is the body part and it comes in pairs. And any body part that comes in pair is feminine. So udhunun is a feminine word. And hada is a masculine pronoun. So there's a clash in the gender here. So the correct answer is hadihi. Hadihi udhunun. So we're changing hada to hadihi. Okay. So you can go through the rest when I send you the answers for the homework. But did you struggle with anything or anything you want to ask me, Anwar, about the rest of it?
No, Alhamdulillah, this one was fine. I was looking back, tracking back on my workbook. So,
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, over there was okay this time.
Okay. That's good. No problem. So we'll crack on and we'll move on to fragment number 2. So this was fragment number 1. What's fragment number 1? Fragment number 1 is Ismul Ishara and Badal. That's fragment number 1. Fragment number 2 is Jar wa Majroor. Jar wa Majroor. That's fragment number 2. Jar wa Majroor. What is that? We're going to come through that in a bit. So fragment number 1 is Ismul Ishara wal Badal. Ismul Ishara wal Badal. That's fragment number 1. Which Ismul Ishara means the demonstrative pronoun. So like hada, wal Badal. Badal is the noun that has the alif lam on it. Like hada al kitabu. That's Ismul Ishara wal Badal. That's fragment number 1. Fragment number 2 is called Jar wa Majroor, and we are now going to go into detail with that. In English, we say harf of jar. Harf of jar. Now, harf, if you remember, the very first thing we said when we started in this course is we said every Arabic word is either an ismun, a fi'lan, or a harfun. That's what this bit is saying. So far, we had only been doing or dealing with ismuns, right? Up till now, we are now going to learn some harfuns now. So every word that we were dealing with, they were all ismuns. Like huwa, huma, hum, these are all ismuns. Hada, hadihi, dhalika, tilka, ulaika, haulai, these are all ismuns. Muslimun, muflihun, mustaghfirun, talibun, mudarrisun, and so on. All of them were ismuns. We were dealing with ismuns all that time. Now we're going to learn a harf in this lesson. These are the huruf. B, ta, ka, li, wa, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. These are all huruf. So when you see this, you don't say it's an ismun. You say it's a harfun. When you see that, you don't say it's an ismun. You say it is a harfun. When you see this, you don't say it's an ismun, it's a harfun. And likewise, when you see the rest of them, you say they are harfun. They are not ismuns. And another
So are
thing.
these the total harfuns that they are there then? Is it just them that are at the bottom?
Okay, these are the ones that we're covering now. There are some more, but these are the main ones. There are some that are rarely used, but these ones in the box, they are the very most common one. There's more than this, but these are the ones that we are going to deal with and focus on for now. Another thing I want to draw your attention to is it says harf of jar. Jar. The word jar, we've already done that. What is jar? Jar is a case ending. Let's go back to the Muslim table. This is jar. And that is jar. So raf, nasb and jar basically. Muslimin in the singular, Muslimaini in the dual, Muslimina in the plural masculine sound plural, Muslimatin in the singular, Muslimataini in the dual, Muslimatin is the feminine plural, sound feminine plural. So that's what jar means. So why is it called harf of jar? Because when you have those harf, the noun after it will be in the jar case ending. We're going to go through that. Just keep that in the back of your mind for now. So basically, when I see a B, the noun after it is not going to be raf on. It's going to be jar on. The case ending of the noun after it is not going to be raf on. It's going to be jar on. So keep that in the back of your mind for now. So we defined, I'm going to read through this. We defined a harfun as a word that makes no sense unless a word comes after it. Throughout your study, you will learn the different types of harfs, but we will focus on one type for now. What is this? Harfu jarin. Harf of jar. In English, it's called preposition. That's the term in English. Preposition. So all of these are prepositions. What are they? They are prepositions. But I'm going to stick with the Arabic terminology for now, which is harf jar. These are all harf jar. Why do I like the Arabic terminology? Because when you hear jar with it, you know, all right, this harf makes the word jar, makes the noun after it jar. So it's self-explanatory. That's why I like it. So we use the term Arabic harf jar for now. In English, just if you're interested and you want to know, the word is preposition. The first thing about we learned about an ism is that it has four properties: case ending, number, gender, and type. Here we learned that harfs or huruf, the plural of harfun is, you should have already covered that in your vocabulary. The plural of harfun is hurufun. Now harfun means letter or particle. Yeah. Hurufun is letters or particles. So here we learn that huruf have no properties unlike the ismun, right? So like whenever we see an ismun, we say it has case ending, it has gender, it has number, it has type. So we can break it down in four properties. But whenever you see a harfun, you don't do that. It's not like an ismun. So like a car, you see a car, you say it has wheels, it has windows, it has etc. 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 You can describe it with different properties. But when you have a toaster, you can't describe it the same way. You can't say it has wheels like a car does. You can't say it has windows or it has an engine like a car does. You use different ways of describing the toaster. It's the same thing here. You see an ismun, you can break it down with four properties. You see a harfun, you don't do that. You don't break it down in any properties at all. The only thing you might say about harfun is it makes the word after it jarun, or it makes the word after it nasbun, etc. That's what you can do with a harfun. So here we learn that huruf have no properties unlike the ismun. That's what we mean by that. A harf is a word which beats up another word after it, meaning it changes the case ending of the noun after it. It could beat up on an ism or it can beat up on a fi'l. So huruf can affect ismun or it can affect fi'lun, verbs. We haven't done verbs yet, so don't worry about that. For now, it can affect an ismun. In the case of harfu jar, its job is to beat up on an ismun right after it and make it jar. So the huruf jar, the prepositions, they make the ismun that comes after it jar. That's what they do. So harf jar means it makes, this is a particle, this is a harf that makes the word after it jar. And harf nasb means this is a particle. We're not doing harf nasb yet. But a harf nasb means this is a particle that makes the word after it nasb. The harf nasb will come later. For now, we're just doing the harf jar. This is a list of it. So, number one, the first harf jar is B. B means with, in, or by. We say this probably every day in every prayer. We say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. B, in the name of Allah. The thing to take away from that is, number one, B is a harf jar. That's number one. That's what you take away. And it means with, in, or by. Number two is look at the noun after it. So the word after B is ismun. It's actually ismun. But this is known as a hamzatul wasl. We're going to cover that later. This is known as a hamzatul wasl, meaning this hamza won't be read if we have something before it. We have a B before it. So it won't be read. So bismun. But we notice it's bismin. Bismin. Because B is a harf jar. So instead of being raf'un, harf jar makes it jarun. That's what it does. And you notice it has me and not min. And that's for another reason which we will learn later. So don't worry about that for now. The main takeaway is it's not bismu, but it's bismi. Because B is a harf jar, a preposition. And what do harf jar do? They make the noun after it jar with it. And the sign of ismun being jar is ismin. So instead of a dhamma, it's a kasra. That's how you make it jar. Number two is ta. Harf jar number two is ta. Ta means it's a qasam. It's used to swear by something. The thing in Arabic is normally you hear wallahi with a wow, wallahi. But the ta is also used to make a qasam, like wa is. Like in the Quran it says wal asri, I swear by time. Wal asri, I swear by time. Ta is also used to swear by something. But it's only specific for the name of Allah. So you wouldn't say tal asri. Whenever you do a qasam with a ta, you always do it with the name Allah only. So tallahi, for example. Tallahi. And that's the only example you will have with ta. It is specific. It's only used with the word Allah. You don't say tal asri, for example. That's wrong. You can't use the ta to make a qasam on anything else apart from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's how it is in Arabic. The main thing to take away is, number one, ta is a harf jar. That's why it's Allahi and not Allahu. Yeah, Allahi, jar. We made it jar because of the ta. It's not Allahu, not Tallahu. That's wrong. Tallahi with a kasra because it's jar. And it's used to make a qasam. That's what it means. The meaning of ta is to make a qasam, and it's only done with the name Allah. Harf jar number three is ka. Notice you also came across ka in the pronouns. Like in the attached pronoun table, it was hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, hunna, ka, kuma, kum, ka. But that ka is a different ka to this. That other ka is a noun, a pronoun, whereas this ka is a harf jar. It's a harf. It's not an ismun, it's a harfun. So how do you tell? Well, only context, number one. And number two is ka. This ka, the noun will come at the end of a word. It's an attached pronoun. It's going to be attached to something at the end of the word. Whereas this ka, the harf jar ka, is at the beginning of the noun. That's the difference between the two. So, huwa is a detached pronoun. It means he. It refers to one male in the third person. He. Ka is a harf jar. Asadin. Asadun means a lion. Because of ka is a harf jar, it made a jar. That's why asadin, din, with two kasras. So it's asadin and not asadun. Okay. It means he is like a lion. That's what cat means. Cat means like. When you when you compare something to something else, or you resemble one thing with another. That's what cat means. It means like. When you attach an attached pronoun to cat, meaning this cat, like you want to say like him or like you, like me, like us. So you want to attach a pronoun to that, you have to use the word mithli in between. So you say kamithliha, like her, or kamithlihi, like him, or kamithlika, like you, or kamithli, like me, or kamithlina, like us. So if you want to attach a pronoun to the ka, then you have to use the word mithl in between them. So you can't say like, you can't say ka, ha, like her. That's wrong. You have to use the word mithl in between. Why? Because ha is an attached pronoun. Whenever you use an attached pronoun with the harf, whenever you use a harf with an attached pronoun like ha, you have to put the word mithl in between the two. Kamithli, mithli. And notice it's li and not lu or la. So it's not raf, it's not nasb, but it is jar because of ka. Ka is a harf jar. Okay. And harf jar number 4 is li. Li means for, belonging to, has. And you read the example yourself. It's the same explanation as I gave before. It has its meaning, and what it does is it makes the noun after it jar. And wa, again, like ta, that was used to make qasam, but it's only used with the word Allah. Wa is also used to make a qasam, and that's a harf jar. Wal asri, I swear by time. Notice it's al asri and not wal asru or wal asra. It's not raf or nasb. It's jar because of the wa. Wa is a harf jar. It makes the noun after it jar. Another one is min. Min means from. Another one is fi. Fi means in or amongst. Another one is an. An means about or with. Another one is ala, which means on or upon. And another one is hatta. That's the last one we're doing. It means until. Oh, sorry. Another one is ila. Ila means to or towards something. Okay. So what we need to do for this lesson is you need to memorize. Well, first of all, understand we are dealing with huruf here now. We're not dealing with ismuns anymore. And number 2 is memorize them and memorize their meaning. And number 3 is memorize their effect on the noun after it. Meaning, every time you see these, you need to acknowledge in your mind that this is a harf jar. The word after it is going to be jar, as you saw in these examples here. So memorize them all and how to use them. To summarize, harf jar, they beat up on the ismun after them. When we say beat up, we mean they cause a change to them. Like when you beat somebody else up, you do cause a change to his physical features. Likewise, the huruf also beat up on nouns, and they cause a change to their physical feature or their physical property. The property being the case ending changes. We will call the harf jar jar. Remember, I was saying the fragment is known as jar wa majroor, as I said. That's fragment number 2. Fragment number 2 is jar wa majroor. Fragment number 1 is ismul ishara wal badal. So the first part, the harf jar is known as jar. We describe it as jar. And the word which is getting beat up is called majroor. So together they make jar wa majroor. So I'll give you an example. Yeah, let's use this one. Ana fil masjidi. Ana, I, fi means in or amongst. Al masjidi, the mosque. Al means the, masjidi, mosque. Notice it's not al ana fil masjidu or ana fil masjida. That would be wrong. It's a harf jar, it makes it jar. Ana fil masjidi, jar. Okay. So what I would say is, yes, this is a harf jar. We call this jar. Okay. This is known as jar. And the second part is affected by the harf jar. It's been made majroor or it's been made jar. We call this second part majroor. That's what we mean by jar or majroor. This is fragment number 2. Fil masjidi is a fragment. It means in the mosque. In the mosque. So this is fragment number 2. Like hadal kitabu is a fragment and it doesn't make complete sense. Fil masjidi is also a fragment. It's a different type of fragment known as jar wa majroor. Hadal kitabu is fragment number 1. It's known as ismul ishara wal badal. This is fragment number 2. Fil masjidi and it's called jar wa majroor. Because fi is jar, al masjidi is majroor. We call it jar wa majroor. That's what we mean by that. So this is something for you to do, which is, can you spot the jar and the majroor? So example, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. The letter B is the jar, i.e. the B over here. B is a harf jar. That was the first one we did. Over here, B. And notice it's billahi. That's why it's he and not hu or ha. Billahi, not billahu or billaha. Billahi is jar. So B, the letter B is jar and the word Allah is majroor. So that's fragment there. That's a fragment there. Billahi is a fragment. It consists of the jar and the majroor. The word min is also harf jar. It means from. Min is a harf jar. If the jar and the word ash-shaytani is majroor. So min ash-shaytani is a fragment. And ash-shaytani is a fragment from the shaitan. And notice it's shaytani and not a shaytanu and not a shaytana. Why? Because of the harf jar here, min. So you have to do the same thing here. Well, just read it and notice. Al-baytu fil bayti. I.e. al-baytu is raf because there's no reason, there's no harf jar before it. But fil bayti, in the house, is al-bayti here is jar because of the fi, which is the harf jar before it. That's basically lesson for today. This is part 1. So you just learn the pronouns, learn the effect on the noun after it, which is it makes a jar. Learn the not learn the pronouns, sorry. Learn the prepositions or learn the huruf jar and their meanings. And next week we will move on to part 2. As for homework from the work booklet, it will be al-jar wal majrur. So you just have to translate from Arabic to English, and you do the same from English to Arabic. You correct the mistakes. You identify the huruf jar in the ayat or the hadith, and then you do the English to Arabic And the verb, so you learn that. Not part number 2. We're not doing that yet. Just part number 1 is for homework for next week. Have you got any questions before we wrap up? Okay, Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.